All right, today we are beginning with Caleb Hammer live from his live stream video. 60% of student loans borrowers refuse to pay. I just realized it says student loans instead of loan. Borrowers are refusing to pay. I've seen a couple of videos of him talking on this topic, but I figured it wouldn't hurt to have one pop on here to just regurgitate my thoughts out. So let's get into it.
It's a hard time right now. Not a lot of jobs growing
smash that like
across the
before
country.
I forget,
People are getting
and
laid
subscribe
off.
while I'm at
Tech, federal government, many scary things are happening in the economy. And I guess credit scores are now dropping at the fastest rate since the Great Recession, which not a good sign. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about it.
All right, new this morning, new data showing the credit scores are falling at the fastest pace in the U.S. since the Great Recession, as Americans struggle to keep up with the rising cost of living. Let's go right to CNN's Matt Egan for this. Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, no, John, it's not. It's more evidence that some Americans, they're hurting because of the high cost of living and because of the return of student loans. So FICO had found.
Yep, I mean, student loan debt got paused for like years. Biden let it freeze because he wanted to forgive it all, but just because it's forgiven doesn't mean that it still didn't get paid. It just means the taxpayers paid your loans, which I don't think is fair, especially to those of us who didn't go to college, got right into the workforce, maybe started a business if they had a good enough idea, or just went right into W-2 paid employee, which is perfectly fine. However, with all these people have done that, they made some money, they popped it in there, and yeah, it's one of those where you're looking and you're going, hey, we all didn't take out loans because we were smart enough to realize that's a dumb idea. Why would we go into $100,000 of debt for an art degree that won't even get used? Like that's stupid. And then some of us who did go to college, and then once we saw our loans go to 0%, my brother, he completely chose to pay and pay and pay and pay. He paid as much down as he could because he didn't want to pay any of that interest on his loan. He would rather have gotten that thing taken care of, knocked out early. And he didn't even finish his degree. He was one of the people who got a part of the degree and then realized, the careers that this will be for, I'm not really that interested in doing them. I want to do the steps that are around it, which I don't need these things for. So he chose to just go do the work he wanted to do and stop what he realized he didn't like, which was smart, which was great. And then him paying off a ton of his loans, he got a good portion of it down. And my dad, he finished paying off his loan from college, which was a little on the later end of things, but he still finally finished it. Like, it was awesome. All his loans were gone. My mom had finished off her last one too. It's like, yeah, to those who quit paying, you guys were idiots.
That credit scores on average,
Okay, let me correct that. To those who quit paying and didn't put their money in some kind of investing area, you guys are idiots.
increased every single year between 2013 and last year when
2013, the Great Recession was done by 2013, though. Of course, might not feel like that for everyone, but technical recession, absolutely.
they dipped.
Yep, in
and
technical
today,
terms.
FICO says there's an even bigger drop this year. As you mentioned, the biggest since 2009 during the.
I mean, I wonder if that has anything to do with the buy now, pay later services like Klarna and Afterpay and Affirm. And it's like, I wonder if those, potentially being reported to some credit bureaus now are all of a sudden going to have people's scores just drop. And then all of a sudden you're going to go to buy a house and all of a sudden you get denied because you didn't pay $30 or $20 in over the course of 4 months for a fucking sandwich 3 years ago.
Great Recession. Credit scores, they're still pretty high, moving in the wrong direction, in part because more and more Americans are falling behind on their bills.
We're going to talk about credit cards in a second, but yeah.
FICO says that delinquency rates are at or near the highest level since 2009 on car loans, credit cards.
I honestly, it wouldn't be as obviously big of a bubble as mortgages and housing in 2008, but there's a subprime crisis coming for car loans soon.
Oh, yeah.
It's bubbling, man. It's bubbling, and the default rates are.
That car bubble is getting pretty pretty big. It's time to pop it. Sorry to those who just bought a car, but you might not be able to afford your car.
Skyrocketing. It's kind of crazy. You recommend paying collections? In general, probably. Morals are subjective. You kind of decide whether or not your morals suggest you should pay for something you signed up for.
Morally, unless it's a medical debt, I don't think you should, or I think you should pay for it. If it's medical, depends how it happened. If you were being retarded and you tried jumping off a roof, that's on you. If you were out and about and some guy hit you with their car, that's on them. So, yeah, it's one of those where it's like, and if it doesn't wind up being on them, or your state has certain laws that don't require them to pay for your damages and they make something else do it, it's like, oh, well, hopefully it's not on you.
Number two, obviously, massive hit to your credit if you're looking to utilize credit in any way for whatever reason coming up soon. Three, they can legally come after you. Typically, it's not really worth the money, but if it's big enough, they kind of can. Oh, what did Steph say? What happened? Might need to put it in chat again.
And also on personal loans as well. And Gen Z, they're under even more pressure. FICO says that credit scores for Gen Z down by the most of any age group.
That makes sense.
Buy now, pay later, which now gets reported to all three major credit
That's what I
bureaus.
was saying.
I have a feeling, they're addicted to buy.
Gen Z is 100% addicted to buy now, pay later. He's exactly right on this. That's what I was saying, that I bet you it was. And man, that's going to fuck Gen Z so hard later on in life if things are still hanging on to their credit. That might get reported, and then they're just like, oh, it's just a little thing. I don't need to pay it. And then they just ignore it, hoping it goes away. Then they're trying to buy a house years down the road because maybe they got their head out of their ass and tried to go figure things out, and then they're like, oh, I'm getting denied for things because of these things that are on my credit from years ago. I screwed up and need help now.
And now pay later, right?
Yeah, we should help them later.
When they're not making payments, I'm not surprised, actually, if that was connected. I mean, right now, pulling it up, the average FICO score from last year to this year is 715 in the United States. The average Vantage score is 702. But the drop today is very interesting. Listen, here's what we have. This is April of last year, so it's not perfectly up to date, but this is a full poll from FICO. 3.1% of people have between 300 and 500. 300!
Oh, that's why they were asking about the Stephanie person. Her dad ruined her credit score, and she found out when she went to buy a house. Yeah, that's exactly what Gen Z is going to discover. They're going to be doing the same thing. They're going to finally have saved up enough, or they're going to find some 2008-esque program that allows them to get a house for 0% down or close to it, a house that they probably can't afford, and then they're going to go try to get it. They're going to apply, get denied, because they have some kind of like Afterpay Klarna thing on their credit from years ago.
Score of 300. That is insane. 6.1%, 500 to 550. Also fucking crazy. 550 to 600, 7.1%. 600 to 650, 8.3%. 650 to 700, 11.4%. And finally, in a decent place, 16% have 700 to 750. 750 to 800 is 23%. And above 800 is 24%. Surprisingly, a quarter of the people have over 800. That's kind of crazy. Klarna IPO still holding. I mean, they probably have a long way to go, right? But I wouldn't be surprised if the company does well. But they do have a lot of debt.
It's 2020, and part of that,
all those buy now, pay laters have a lot of debt.
Right? Starting in February,
yeah,
they started to report delinquencies on student loans for the first time since COVID.
This was delayed for a long time, but we're back to pre-pandemic reporting, defaulting, garnishing.
Back to normal now.
This is the longest COVID pandemic benefit or pause or assistance that happened. And now it's done. Now it's done.
Yep, and to those who are like, oh, but I finished college during then. Well, you should have paid some of those loans when you had the chance to pay them down at 0%, so you pay way less interest in the future. If I'd gone to college... Alright, sorry. If I'd gone to college, I would have been I graduated high school 2016. I would have finished college in 2020, and I would have been jumping right into that, ending of COVID, trying to find a job, but having a shitload of student loan debt and trying to balance all that out at once. But, I'm so happy I realized that college at the time was like 95% a scam. The only college that you need to go to for is if you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. That's about it. Every single other position, okay, and an engineer. But every single other position is like, no, not really. You can probably have just on-the-job training for that and have, maybe go get like an associate's or something for cheap at community college and stop there. But other than that, it's like you don't really need anything. And that, that community college is just to show an employer that, hey, yes, I was able to go complete tasks at a place for a couple of years outside of high school when we're not all super regimented. Because, yeah, life is on a tutorial easy mode until you graduate high school, basically.
It went for a long time, and there's no reason why people have not prepared at this point. Because you had a whole year before consequences happened, then a whole year before that where they announced that it was going to start up. I mean, come on, what are we doing? By the way, fun fact, highest FICO scores is in Minnesota, 725 on average.
Oh, interesting.
670 on average in the state of Mississippi. I don't think anyone's uber surprised. Actually, I would peg more West Virginia, because they typically lead for the worst of the worst of the worst of the absolute worst. So from 18 to 26 years old, the average is 680. It goes up with each age. No surprise.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The averages don't get into the 700s for the FICO score until age 43 to 58, though.
That is insane that's the average of your score isn't even in the 700s until you're in your 40s on average. I'm not even 30, and I had, at my highest, I had a 790. It's gone down a little bit since because of life events, but that's absolutely insane. Like mine, I almost had an 800. I was looking at it. I was like, there's nothing I can do other than just have my things on my credit exist for longer. Because that was one thing that was hurting me slightly, was that my credit at the time of getting it that high wasn't even that old. Like the oldest line at that point was like 8 years, 7 years. And it was like they were finally getting into that. You have one at that age. But, because I had some newer stuff a lot sooner, it was like, oh, yeah, that'll hurt it a teeny bit. But overall, it's like, yeah, my score at its highest was pretty damn good, and I'm hoping that I can get back there and even higher someday.
And that's kind of fucking crazy.
I know I will.
That's kind of crazy. But
assuming no
it appears
other
to be student
bad,
loans hitting
awful
and
life
really
events
dropping.
hit.
I thought it was maybe the Klarnas and whatnot, but no, that makes sense with the student loans. What's the lowest score you've ever seen? In the show, we've had in the 400s a few times. I've never seen it in the 3s. That's fucking.
I thought we did at one point on his show. I've seen every episode. But I thought we did at one point have an episode where we had someone that had like a 380. But maybe I'm thinking wrong. But yeah, I know in the show we have a ton of 400s and 500s. And the majority of the show, I would say, sits somewhere between 5 and 650 is probably the average for the show.
Fucking crazy.
And FICO has found that a record high 29% of people who have student debt have been reported as delinquent. Only 62%
That's crazy.
have actually.
That's crazy. Fucking 29%? 29%! What are we doing? What are we doing? Fuck. Dude, that's absolutely insane. Oh, we gotta look at different TikToks leading up to this then. Student loan shit.
Yay, fun.
I didn't know we'd be back on student loans this quick. This is crazy.
Actually,
yeah, I think the previous one or two before this he put out was on student loans as well. I'm a little behind on these videos. That's why this one's from like 3 weeks ago. But still, it's still relevant enough information for today.
Made a recent payment, and look at this, another 9%, they could be reported delinquent soon because they have student debt, but they have not made any.
It could be up to almost 40% of borrowers that just are choosing not to pay, which is insane. That's when you'll start getting your wages garnished and they'll just take the money. Like these are the student loans followed, by the federal government for the most part. These are the guys with the guns. They'll show up and they'll take your money. They'll just take it before you even get it in your paycheck. Like, yeah, you want to pay these, I believe Caleb said it in the past, how you can get on the new low income repayment programs and pay like a minimum 1% of your income. It's like insanely low percentage.
Recent payments. And it's not just student debt, right? You think about young people also contending with the worst job market for recent college graduates in years. I talked to a 22-year-old from Orlando who told me it took him 14 months and hundreds of job applications before he landed a job that wasn't a scam. But he said he's not making nearly enough money to get by, let alone to chip away at his $35,000 in student debt.
Yeah, it's because whatever you borrow, you should at least make that amount or more in your first year. If you borrowed $85,000, you should make at least $85,000. This guy only borrowed $35,000, and I bet you he's probably making at least that. Otherwise, he didn't go into his career field probably, or he got a degree in something bullshit.
So he said his credit scores have taken a drastic hit. And he's not alone. FICO found that almost 2/3, 64% of
That's
Gen Z
insane.
student borrowers, they rely on more debt.
In our
It's true,
consumerism
but yeah.
culture, this is not 100% needed. This is not needed, guys. Listen.
I'll be the first one to admit that I definitely buy things that I definitely do not need to buy. I consume quite a bit more than I should, but it is still within the reason of not making me rely on debt to get by. At least, I'm a teeny bit now, I'll admit that, but that's because broken leg and not getting any lost wages back yet, or any pain and suffering money or anything like that. I'm still waiting on all that. That'll be a while still, so it's like, oh, a little temporary. Right there. Because I know it's coming. I just don't know when.
Cost of living has gone up in general. That is true. It's mostly things like housing that's more expensive. But still, I go over people's budget all day that are in this fucking generation. 4 times a week I review for 3.5 years. There's not a single person that is struggling that doesn't spend at minimum 20% of their income going out to eat and other bullshit. At minimum. And I know we cater to the worst, but these people are considered the worst. If 64% of them are using debt to survive, they would be on the show. Charlie Kirk Memorial happening right now. I just saw that pop up right here.
Oh, this was that Sunday.
The job market.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Speaking of the memorial, today is October 14th. I am recording on this day, and happy birthday, Charlie Kirk. I'm sad you never made it to 32. We all miss you a lot. We all love you. I hope your family's doing well today. I hope they're doing okay in your absence.
Just to get by. That's people who have.
I guess it's not interesting, but lots of views. I didn't know it was happening. I haven't been following the news very much these days outside of economic numbers.
Have student debt, they've got to rely on credit cards and buy now, pay later, and also personal loans just to pay their bills. So, John, I do think this is just more evidence of the K-shaped economy, right? Where a lot of people who have money in the market, they own their home, they're doing okay, others are not, and it just shows this disconnect where you got Wall Street, there's all this euphoria. Main Street, though, a lot of people, they're struggling.
Just to be clear, when you don't have a good credit score, your credit score drops, everything just spirals. It makes it so much harder. It
makes it even more expensive to borrow.
All right, Matt.
It does. I mean, people don't really understand the consequence unless you're in the position where you're like, oh, I'm never borrowing again in the rest of my life. Credit scores are important. No matter what Dave Ramsey says, credit scores are important.
Yeah, I mean, without a credit score, if you 100% follow what Dave Ramsey would say, and you never take out an ounce of debt, all of a sudden, the time you first need to take it out, maybe to put a down payment on a house because you're not saving up $400,000 just to buy a house outright 99.9% of the time, it's like, yeah, you're not going to do that. However, you're going to have that down payment. You're going to hope you have a good credit score because you have used credit to your advantage instead of having it take advantage of you. Like, my favorite thing to do is churn credit points on my credit cards. I got 2 of them, 2 simple cards, because it's easy to keep track of only 2. I got the Amazon card, which if you shop on Amazon, I would highly, highly recommend if you have, if you have the ability to take it, get the card, spend the money, and then pay it off basically immediately when it's statement posts. Or, pay it off in full at the end of each statement. It's like, if you can do that, by all means, get that card, and the interest or the interest that doesn't earn, you'll have 0%. You'll have $0 interest earned over the course of the card, but you'll be churning points and churning cash back on Amazon. And it's like, hell yeah. Just churn that. Like, I have spent several years now with $0 in interest paid for the whole year, but I've earned hundreds of dollars in cash back just by using that card. And then I've bought my Christmas gifts for my family and a couple friends from that pool of money, or majorly from that pool of money. And then I only have to spend a teeny bit of, the income that I have. It's like, hell yeah. It's the best way to go about doing it. Like, if more people would do that, credit card companies would just fall because they wouldn't be making money anymore. They'd have to figure out other ways to make money instead of interest.
Y'all say Klarna's in debt? Yeah. Klarna has Klarna'd their Klarna future. I mean, that's crazy. If it's all about student loans, then let's watch what people are saying about student loans.
Why I'm not paying off my student loans as an MBA grad making $200.
If you're planning not to pay back your student loans, keep watching. We've gotten a lot of comments like this.
If you're planning to not pay them back, like it's a choice at this point, she still thinks they'll garnish them wages.
Just saying, I'm not paying them back, don't pay them back. And I'm not passing judgment on that plan. If
I am a little, you're going to get fucked.
You borrowed the money. Morally, you should pay it back because you took the choice to take it out. And there's no excuse in 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, or 2025 even, for you to say, but I didn't know these things. I didn't know what interest rates were. I didn't know that I would have to pay all this back, because you can do simple Google searches. Just keep Googling. We have the technology.
You're going to get fucked.
that is your plan, that is your plan. But I want you to understand what the potential consequences are before you go.
I don't think it sounds like you're passing judgment. She overthinks.
I'm never going to be able to buy a house anyway, so why?
Which is not true. Remember,
That's very not true. If you actually, budget down, take charge of your finances and try, instead of just already thinking everything's fucked and you've given up. Like, if you try, you can do it. There are people who make really stupid decisions on buying a house, yes. However, those people didn't do it the right way. They took out debt for their down payment, so now they've got debt, and then they've got more debt to stack on that debt, and it's like, wait, you did what now? You didn't save? Oh boy. Oh no. And it's like, yeah, no. We won't be planning to do that anymore. Instead, you'll be paying your debts back. You'll be learning.
50% of millennials own houses. 25% of Gen Zs already own a house.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's a statistical incorrect thing. Plus, I mean, boomers are going to be...
The boomers are about to do this thing called die out, because they are aging out, and we don't have scientific technology to make them live forever, thankfully, because even though some of us have grandparents in that era, I have grandparents that age that probably aren't going to be around much longer, but most of my grandparents, they don't own property and they won't be leaving me anything, and they don't own a house, so all that happens for them is they'll move out and another tenant will move into their apartment. However, to those grandparents who do own houses and do own property, all of a sudden those properties will get passed to their kids, and their kids will either move into those houses or sell those houses and take the profit. And then all of a sudden you'll have an influx of more housing to come on.
Their house is going to be opened up soon or passing down to someone.
Why does it matter?
Yeah, exactly.
And that is a valid concern, but it doesn't just affect your ability to buy a house. So first thing, when you default on your loan, something called acceleration happens. And that means that instead of monthly payments, you now owe everything all at once.
Yep.
You can't defer or forbear your loans, and you no longer have eligibility for any federal student aid. So if you wanted to go back.
And remember, a lot of people's strategy is I'll go to school forever and take, 6 credit hours to stay eligible to not.
Which that's just a stupid path. You're just kicking that can down the road, down the road, down the road. And it's like, if you want those social programs for society where college is free, like the UK and Europe and a lot of European countries, it's like, yeah. However, your choice of going and getting certain degrees might not be such a choice anymore at that point. At that point, you won't be able to go get the music degree, the art degree, the liberal studies degree. You'll be going and you'll be becoming a doctor, a lawyer. You might, maybe you're going to actually try to attempt, you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to do any acting related things because those classes will probably be cut in the ability to, with everything being cheaper.
Have to pay student loans. Well, good luck if you go into default. Good fucking luck.
To school and get student aid to do that. You can't do that for your kids with a parent.
28 and own my own home. That's great. Congratulations. Well done.
Yes, congrats on the
Here's the really
28-year-old with your own
the
home.
default is
Good job.
reported to credit bureaus. So that damage.
And this is what we're seeing right now with the biggest.
And to the other guy bragging, I own 2 houses with a mortgage on one for 50% of the appraised value. That's good. You did the right thing there. Hopefully everything continues to be good and you don't have to give up your houses or anything.
Drop since the financial crisis and credit scores. Absolutely crazy.
Is your credit rate. And yes, that matters if you're buying a house, but it matters for a lot of other things too. Your credit score is used in tons of situations. So buying a house, buying a car, getting auto insurance, getting renter's insurance,
Getting laid.
getting homeowner's insurance. Employers might pull your credit score when you're looking for a job. They use it as a sign of whether you're like a responsible person. It's used to determine whether you can get another credit card.
There's predatory credit cards out there that will approve you, though.
If you're trying to rent an apartment, a lot of landlords look at credit scores to determine.
I'm not paying my student loans back. Wait, whoa, are you actually serious? Worst case.
$10,795.
Hey, Caleb in his own videos.
For a decade?
Hold on, this is
How
me.
much do you have left in student loans?
Now like 35.
Okay.
I think it's like 32 now. I filmed this about a year ago. Shout out.
And the interest rate is what?
2.5%. With the money.
Yeah, well, for Caleb, you see, instead of just paying it outright like he could do any day, he has that amount of money sitting in his savings guaranteed. He's a business owner who's done things correctly and he learns and breathes this stuff. So exactly, he's fine with having his money just go minimum monthly payments while he takes the rest of the money and he has it sit generating and just producing interest. And then he's probably just paying his student loans off some of that interest in general anyway.
That I've put in the S&P 500.
Look at that belly. Anyone want to rub that belly?
Versus paying it off is up like 30, 40, 50%.
Okay.
True.
Whereas like if I paid off the student loans
exactly.
instead, I would have made progress of 2.5%.
Don't you think it would be beneficial to your mental health,
No,
to your anxiety, to have no debt?
No, I don't think about it at all.
it doesn't have any bearing on his effect right there.
In fact, you know what I think about? Retirement. So I actually feel better when I'm putting more in retirement.
Exactly.
Than growing with the market. Yeah, I have lost weight. Absolutely. I still
He
am an
slimmed down a
extended
bit.
belly boy. I don't go lots this way. I go a lot this way. But yeah, it's good to see.
Why have you kept your student
So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you how to avoid getting your paycheck garnished and your tax returns garnished.
Let's
The
see.
only way they know where you work is from your tax return.
Don't say. No, she's not
She's about to say, don't pay your
going to
taxes.
say this, is she? She's not going to say don't file your fucking taxes, is she? Is that how we avoid getting student loan garnishment?
So that means switching your job every so often. My paychecks were
Oh my fuck. Listen, imagine, okay, the median student loan in the United States is $40,000 for federal student loans, okay? Okay, very good. Imagine literally changing your jobs every 6 months just to avoid paying back $40,000 for the next 50 years of your life. What are we doing? You're gonna
This plan is by far so stupid. It's like, yeah, it might work, but you're going to lose your sanity. Any job, eventually, they're going to look and go, oh, this person quits after 6 months. And then they're not going to hire you anymore.
You're gonna lose so much money.
That too.
Your resume's gonna look like shit.
That
Your
too.
resume's gonna look like shit. If you're leaving jobs every couple this is fucking this is so stupid. This is so stupid. So fucking say 40K, yeah, it's up, it's close to 40K, but
We're getting garnished at one point. And then I switched my job and I didn't tell them that and they didn't find me. And then when they did find me, I got another job. And then at that job, they were calling our Google Voice phone number, which was not being manned. And who was checking the mail at that job? That startup job? Oh yeah, that was me.
yeah, until you can't switch jobs, because one, hey, she probably doesn't know this. We're not in a good job market right now, lady, especially if you are in tech, and she just said she kind of is. So good the fuck luck. She has to move. And two, this is going to look so shit on resume. Do this a few times and it looks like you're never going to stay anywhere. So why would anyone ever hire you to be?
Yeah, if I were employing her and and her resume came across my desk and all of a sudden I either saw that she's truthful and says every job she's been at and leaves after 6 months, I'm immediately throwing it in the trash, or she claims to be at jobs longer, I might even just ask her for more information on those jobs or look up those places and find the number and make a call. Be like, hey, I'm looking to hire a person. Did this person work out? And if they're like, no, that person quit after 6 months. And I'm like, oh, well, on their resume it said this. And I'm like, okay, good to know. And then their resume's gone anyway. You lose like that. It's like I spent all of probably 5 minutes looking at you and then going, oh, nope, you're done. And hey, you probably took longer than that filling it out unless it was just a one-click apply.
Begin with. Unless you work for a temp agency, I guess.
I didn't even see anything come in, but even if something had come in, nobody was checking the mail. So garnish your tax return. So make sure you're getting the minimum amount withdrawn. And then when they find you...
Yeah, sure. I see what you're saying. I mean, you should be doing that regardless, because why give the government a 0% loan? But yeah, sure.
At your new job, get a new job. I did this for like 5 years and then COVID happened. And like, I don't know if this is widely...
No, Caleb, do better? Wait, do better with what? What's happening? I don't know what we're talking about. Do better at switching jobs? I don't know.
known, but they've laid off like a lot of people from the IRS. So I think people are freaking out.
Well, yeah, IRS is government. Government, when Trump started, had a massive jump in with Doge going through and just cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and getting rid of things. And so, yeah, a lot of people got fired, and I bet you there's a good amount of people who worked at the IRS who might not have liked the new administration, might have been one of those derangement syndrome people. And, yeah, it's one of those where it's like, yeah, there probably could have been a bunch fired and a bunch quit. And it's like, yeah, we're slimming down. We're slimming the government down. Having it be much more tightly focused.
About this a little too soon, because you need people, like, I don't understand how they're going to be able to collect this money. Especially
they can do it.
Girl, they're the government. They're going to garnish your wages. Like, this is, yeah. I love this in my next video about taxes. Why are we still paying them? Yeah. Is this even, honestly, I want to look into this more before I can just say, this is how it works, this isn't how it works. I'm just so curious.
Disorganized place like I did, where like the phones aren't being answered. The mail is not being checked. On top of the IRS and the government having to have their shit together, your job also has to have their shit together, which...
Oh, so your best ploy of action here is to go find a job that doesn't have their shit together and may at one point not have a paycheck for you because they don't have their shit together in other areas. What if all of a sudden your paycheck doesn't come to your account and you're like, hey boss, where's my money? And your boss says, oh, we don't have any. Go join the lawsuit against me. Have fun. Goodbye. And then all of a sudden maybe that's stuck for years and then you have to go get another job and you can't get a job because you've quit so many.
I just don't think any of these corporations' shit is together. So I'm just going to go ahead.
That's not true. That's not true.
This isn't financial advice. Is more truth than anything. This is the opposite of financial advice. This is financial ruin advice. It's the advice you give to put yourself in the biggest hole ever.
Yeah, why pay your student loans back when you can go to McDonald's every day, I guess, is the real question. Which, fair enough. I mean, student loans right now, right? Outstanding federal student loan debt in the United States is $1.661 trillion across 42.5 million borrowers, which is crazy. Then if you add in private, it goes up to $1.814 trillion.
Which is even more crazy.
11.3% of student loan dollars are delinquent. Borrowers are delinquent. That's fucking crazy. And 5.8 million student loan borrowers were 90 days past due as of April this year, and that is 31% with payments due.
Yeah, thinking that you don't have to pay your student loans or that you were, uninformed and got a too big of loan, which you probably did, but you didn't think of that at the time. And then, you're trying to blame it on the system of taking advantage of you. It's like, no, you didn't use Google. You didn't search simple things up. And then you took out all that money and now you don't feel like you have to pay it back. That is the most entitled thing I've ever heard.
People are about to get fucked. People are about to get fucked, man. And then they'll just compensate by going further into credit card debt, I guess, right? It's fucking crazy. Before COVID, it was 11.7% who were delinquency rates for payments due. It's 31% now after COVID. Maybe we shouldn't have paused it. I enjoyed the pause. Why the fuck not? Invest, invest, invest. But oh my goodness, Americans are absolutely ridiculously irresponsible in every way whatsoever. This is insane.
And then there's that guy. He got 3 degrees, only spent $70K, and his loans are down to $16K. Like, that's pretty freaking great. I wonder how long it took him, but with 3 degrees, I hope you use those degrees to make a big chunk of money year over year, to have an increasing salary, to get good bonuses, to use your knowledge and, barter your way to a higher salary.
It's tripled? And we've been so nice and generous these past couple of years. Dude, the payment assistance programs like RAP, the new repayment assistance program, which starts next year from the Trump administration, even that is generous. You can pay as low as 1% of your income. Why not?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Why miss your payment when you can have that, dude? What the fuck? Fucking crazy. 5 million borrowers have not made a payment in over 360 days and are in default.
That's insane.
And 4 million more borrowers are in late stage delinquency of 91 to 180 days past.
Oh my God. The guy in the chat, the bottom one right above his head. My first car loan was 18%. Ouch. Ouch. If I'm going to buy a car and I see anything above a single digit percent interest, I'm just like, nope, I'm gone. Goodbye. I will find this loan somewhere else.
Has to do.
That's insane.
Potential. I mean, this depends kind of on the Trump administration, right? What the Department of Education decides to do. But there's about 10 million borrowers right now that could be in default if they want to act on that. 10 million people. 10 million people having wages
I kind of hope they do attempt to act
Isn't
on
that
it
crazy?
and garnish some wages and take
crazy?
the amount,
Yeah, people are
that
seeing
they're
points, credit scores of 100
wanting to do.
drops once these hit.
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
I don't know why you would want to sit with that.
Thing. Not only are 38% of borrowers fully current, only 38% of borrowers are fully current on their student loan payments, by the way. 38%. A small minority now.
That's crazy that only 38% are on track with their payments and keeping up. It's like, what is going on with the other 62%? Are they just choosing to say, fuck it, I'm not even paying anymore? They can do whatever they want to me, which at some point will be garnishing your wages. They will take it before you see it. You won't get the chance to give it to them.
Getting to be a small minority are actually current on their student loan payments. So 62% are either in delinquent or in forbearance or defaulting. It's fucking insane.
I pray that the majority of them are just in forbearance and they're new graduates or they're still in school or something, and that's the majority of people, but I doubt it. I bet you it's a chunk that's just, I'm not going to pay.
Only 38% of people are current on their student loan payments. What do we do with that? What do we do with that, guys? It's fucking crazy. New economic crisis? Let's find out.
Yeah, we're gonna have one.
Planning on paying the student loans.
Why not?
Just give it to you straight right here. I was never planning on giving it back from the moment that.
I mean, that's not really an option. The only way out of your student loans is death. So, do you plan to die soon? I don't think anybody wants that, but okay, if that's how you want to go about it, do you just not plan to get a job ever? Do you what are you gonna do? You signed up for it. You said you would pay it back. You signed the contracts. They could come and sue you for these if they wanted to, if the borrowers happen to sell your debt off or move it away. But it's like, if it's federal, well, guess what? They're just going to garnish your wages and take your money.
I signed up for it. I'm triple not paying it now. I'm triple not paying it now. Are y'all fucking
Triple not pay? Why? Why triple? Because you're about to get fucked. Triply.
crazy? Mind you, I'm not even supposed to be on this app. I quit this app, but I'm back.
Oh,
You're back.
You're back.
Taking
So
time
you-
away from making an income.
So you can't even stay off one app. How are you going to avoid paying your student loans all your life?
In order
Tell
to pay
me
your
how.
loans that
Give me
you
that
owe.
info.
Now, because shit has gotten out of hand. You're taking money out of people's checks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's how it worked before they were paused.
You agreed to it. Uh-huh.
Fund a schminicide?
Oh, you're one of these people. Well, guess what? 3 weeks later, and that schmenicide is over. Over. Because it never really was going on. Because you talk about the loss of life for the Palestinians, yet you ignore all the Christians in the Middle East who are actually being genocided in their countries. Just go look it up. There's countries that have over 100,000 murdered Christians in them.
She's trying to link this to the fucking Israel versus Gaza conflict. She's
That's
linking-
exactly what
I think
she's
everyone
doing.
wants the war to end. No one wants people to die anymore. It's very sad. How are we linking you signing up for a debt and you choosing not to pay and having it garnished as you agreed to? Because again, you borrowed for a degree that's supposed to get you a return on investment from the federal government, i.e. taxpayers. And you're saying we're garnishing it to fund the war? What the fuck are we? How are we? Okay.
Her brain is broken, Caleb. You can't reason with this one. Her brain is broken and her hair is orange.
Okay.
Like a clown.
And you want
It's called genocide, by the way. We don't need to be
I don't think she's allowed to say that word on TikTok, Caleb. I think that's what it is.
children. We're allowed to have words. If you're going to say the word genocide, say genocide. If you're going to say the word rape, say rape. If you're going to,
Well, there are platforms that ban you for saying those words, so that might be why she's doing it on fucking TikTok.
like, why are we children? Why have we infantilized ourselves so much? Stop being a pussy.
me to take money from my own life, from thine
And it's not your money, you borrowed it. You owe it back.
own life?
Yes, because you're not paying on your student loans and they go default. Dumbass.
That's how that works.
A schminicide? When we got homeless
I'm glad we're using baby talk.
Yeah. When we got homeless people in tent cities, well, guess what? I blame the cities that are allowing the tent cities to exist. So go after those cities and not just the federal government. The federal government is trying, but then you've got mayors and governors in certain states. I won't name names, that's not this video. But you've got mayors and governors in certain states that are choosing to actively go against what the federal government says and what they want to have done.
To discuss issues, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad we're using baby talk.
people in tent cities think
On YouTube for the algorithm? Oh, thank you. You're watching on both. I appreciate you.
of the darkness and depravity of that phrase.
Because platforms slap you for saying those words, dude, I say every fucking word in the book, and I do pretty fine. TikTok bans me for the R word, so I unfortunately don't say it anymore, even though it is so back.
Yeah, that's retarded that they'll ban you for saying retarded. That's why you'll probably never find me on TikTok if I'm ever over there. It is not by my own creation.
But Twitch and YouTube doesn't care.
Unless I say otherwise.
YouTube won't pull my stream.
YouTube won't pull
I
it.
have conversation with them behind the scenes all the time.
Caleb's a great channel. He's too big on YouTube for them to kick his stream out for saying certain things. They don't care.
These people are just acting like children's. They just make bad content. That's why they don't get picked up in the algorithm.
Yeah, that too.
And you want to send the tent city money over to the funding the schminicide? Kiss my ass.
Ew.
I'm not fucking doing it, okay?
Is that a threat? Are you threatening me with sexual harassment, honey? I don't want to kiss your ass.
Well, actually, not your choice. That's kind of how
Your ass is probably unwashed and unclean.
garnishing works, lady. Cheers to your. I'm glad she's in the Halloween spirit with her wig, but
I don't think it's a wig, Caleb. I think she's just crazy and has actually grown a clown hair.
cheers. That wig money is about to be garnished, lady. Well done.
We could, I did the numbers. We could solve some hunger. We could feed some babies over here. We could have some social services. I look like a single mom.
Yeah, however, we're in trillions and trillions of dollars of debt due to certain things. It's like adding these social programs. Where are we going to pay for them? If people like you don't pay their student loans back.
Works too hard.
That's how this shit works.
I don't think you work very hard, I'll be honest. You probably just think you work hard. Can we be honest here?
Yeah, we could do all kinds of shit. Free wigs, free nails, free daycare.
I don't think wigs and nails would be services that would be free. Those are still luxury items, honey, that you would have to find your own way to pay for. The government wouldn't just give it to you. The free daycare one, that's a potential. However, that could be a potential on conditions like, oh, the government has given you, you get the child tax credits, and then that is where your daycare would come out of year over year. Not just, oh, I got it here. I get free daycare just because I had a kid.
All of that, but y'all want to send our money over there to fund.
Here, let's say Caleb gets demonetized tomorrow. Do you think he'll be okay? Yeah. I mean, I'm ready to retire. I'm just doing this for fun at this point. I've kind of decided.
Dropping schmoms on people. Yeah.
I hit my number.
I mean, my dick. I was never paying it, but I'm double not
Oh, you're triple going to be forced to pay it.
paying
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'm
You're going to
trying
be
figure out
double,
how to
triple forced to... Oh, now you're going to figure out... Now you're going to steal from us. I mean, not to sound like I'm racist or anything, but the skin color checks out.
Kiss my ass.
There's a lot of things in this world that I'll pay.
She was
student loans
wild.
are not one of them.
Not your choice, lady.
If you don't want to pay student loans, don't take them out.
I'll be seeing like people stress out about paying student loans, and I'm not gonna have that stressor. Why? Because I'm just not gonna pay it.
So is she
Then
an
there's-
idiot or just playing it up for the views? Hard to tell these days. Honestly, it's not. I think the prank era of the internet has convinced everyone that everything is fake. Dude, I interact with these people on a daily basis, and they're literally in chat right now because everyone that comes on the show's from the audience. So one of you is about to be on the show in a couple weeks. Fun fact, probably, most likely. And no, I don't think people just say stupid shit for the cameraman and for attention. People are fucking morons. Just straight up morons. What about your team though? Well, I mean, I'm not retiring because I love building the business and I love working with my team. So I'm not. I'm saying I could, but I have no desire to, and I won't. But if we got demonetized, it doesn't.
Yeah, Caleb, if all of a sudden she got bored with making financial audits and didn't feel creative anymore, he could literally just tell his employees, hey, I think it's time we end the channel. You guys are going to have to find new jobs. I'll give you a nice severance package so you have some time to go search and job hunt. You've been great. If you need any references, put my name down. I'll be happy to call to help you get new jobs, new employment. And I'm retiring. And he easily could. But you want to know why he doesn't? Because Caleb cares. Caleb wants to continue having these conversations with people. He wants to continue helping people out, get out of debt, and help, have great financial futures.
Matter anyway with the whole business side pays for everything at this point. So, budgeting app and whatnot. Hi, listen here, financial audit. I've curated the exact take advantage. Change your life today.
I just don't get the concept of
Simply the ad for his budgeting apps, DollarWise. Download it if you like. You can find it on your app stores. He's repeatedly said a few times that all the bugs are fixed, and if you find another one, you can simply report it, and his team will take care of it.
me furthering my education and going to school so I can be in debt $100,000.
I mean, you chose to take out all that debt, and you look close to my age, so I assume you graduated. a handful of years ago and you just left this debt sitting and you didn't make a single payment on it when it was 0% interest, and you didn't do anything, and you just let it sit there over and over, year over year. And it's like, well, that's your fault. You should have paid on it. You should have done
I
something.
just don't understand. So what y'all telling me is that
And if you went and got a bullshit degree, that was your own fault.
we can fund wars for countries that are
Oh my gosh. Are we seriously going to this again? How performative do you have to be?
That's all they are, is performative. They just perform, they just act, and I'm so happy. I'm going to be so happy if everything sticks for the ceasefire and it all ends, because then they can't use this fucking excuse anymore. They're going to have to find some other excuse, and they can't use Ukraine because we're not giving them money anymore. We are giving them weapons that are being paid for by Europe. We are literally making Europe buy our weapons to give Ukraine. That's the best part.
All of a sudden becomes so disconnected that it just becomes about wars. First of all, let's be clear. Yes, we spend a lot compared to other countries on the Department of Defense. Our defense budget is 10% of our federal budget. The vast majority in our federal spending is mandatory spending. It's social spending. It's Social Security. It's Medicare. It's Medicaid. You know?
Yeah. He's got, with the big part of their defense, our American defense budget is absolutely insane. However, if you can name another country that you would rather have as the global superpower spending that much on their defense and being able to help calm a global conflict down pretty quickly if one were to break out, yeah, I think I would rather have it be the United States, A, because I live here, and B, because of our Christian creation, the nation that is created out of Christian morals and Christian beliefs. I believe that is the kindest one, because Christianity is the only religion that says love your neighbor. It has God created you in His image, not God created you and you're supposed to worship Him no matter what. Like, you're supposed to do that. However, you are also created in the image of your own Lord and Savior, and I think that's amazing. So we have the most benevolent God. We have the best one. Okay, now I sound like Trump. We have the best God, the best. And yeah, it's one of those where you're looking back at it and you're going, okay, I don't think I want Russia to have the global superpower dominance, considering they invaded their neighbor. I don't think I want China to have it, because constantly in the South China Sea, they're out there using their ships. Twice this year alone, they've tried to ram Philippine vessels. The first time they tried to ram a Philippine vessel, the Chinese Coast Guard or Navy smashed into the other branch's vessel, and that's not going to buff out. And then just this past week or something, I think it was, they did it again. They were shooting a water cannon at a Philippine vessel and trying to chase it off again. They tried ramming it.
The vast majority.
So it's like, I don't want them to have the power. And it's like any Middle Eastern nation, if they have the power and all of a sudden one of their neighbors chooses to, get all their good neighbory buddies together and be like, hey, we're going to go take down that guy and take his weapons. I don't want the biggest stockpile of weapons on the earth right next to those guys. Some of those guys chant death to America on the regular. So it's like, well, we do spend a lot on defense. I'm happy that I reside in the country that's doing it, and you should be too.
Divisive war is happening right now. We can take one side, we can take another side. This is not why your student loans. This is not why you're forced to pay back what you agreed to. Sorry. What the fuck are we doing? Like, you have just been riddled with buzzwords and fucking, she's just down a rabbit hole where she's just like, wars, student loans, she's just gonna hit them all. It's so stupid.
Ain't got nothing to do with us, but we making our.
Oh, you're right, but she isn't getting the handout, so that's why it's a problem. Fair enough. Most of our spending is on boomers. Yeah, boomers are expensive. Are expensive. Will it be expensive when we get old too, though? So
boomers are expensive, and then they also have the majority of the wealth.
All this money in debt for school. Then what happened to Biden? Biden, you said you was finna. That's how you got us.
Because he said he was going to try to cancel your debt, and you fell for his bullcrap, and then all of a sudden, everyone around him and the government's like, no, people need to pay their debt. Because all of a sudden, we cancel student debt, and the national debt goes up by that sum of money, and all of a sudden, now you're complaining that the government's too deep in debt.
You said you was finna. You forgot that you said you were finna, Mr. Biden. Why didn't you finna?
You said you was gonna cancel 10,000.
Well, he actually did sign.
He
the
did
executive
for
order
some.
to do so.
But if you didn't get approved for that one, well, guess you didn't get approved. Sorry. Try again next time, honey.
The Supreme Court said no. They said he can't do it without Congress. So,
And then Congress told him
He
no.
actually did his thing. He just couldn't pass
Do it all.
through both chambers. Sorry. Like, we're still going to sit on this like it's 4 years ago? What are we doing here? Wasn't it just about 4 years
It was
ago now?
so
4
long
years
ago
the
that
Supreme Court
was. It was
decision
like
came
right
down,
when
maybe
Caleb
2.5.
started his
Like, what are we
channel.
doing? So fucking... I mean, in general, I agree. I mean, there's certainly instances, right? There's, I like the idea of incentivizing some areas where it's like, okay, hey, the school district's absolute shit, or there's like lots of people with lots of issues in the school district. Go work there, even though no one wants to work there, or go work in a remote hospital or something where care's underfunded, whatnot, and then we'll forgive you student loans after like 5 or 10 years. Okay, I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with, like if your school was a certified scam, if it was especially like a private institution that got shut down, and getting forgiveness from that because, you know, some people got scammed, right? So,
Oh, yeah. Well, I do agree. There are some people that definitely went to a school that was not the most legitimate because they're, especially during COVID, a lot of little online universities I saw popping up left and right and all over the place. And it was like, are there really this many colleges in America? No, there weren't. Some of those were scams, some of those were fake, and a lot of them got sued, got shut down, and those people's student loans did get wiped.
Whatever the case may be, I ain't seen a cancellation yet. So I'm just trying to figure out who was the people that actually got canceled. Because I ain't seen nobody
well, the people I just talked
It's a small group.
come on this internet here.
It's not a very
and
big
say
group.
that their student loans have been canceled.
What's the people I just talked about? POV, I remember the Lord is coming back soon, so I'm not paying that student loan bill. Catch me in heaven, my debt has been paid.
So you think you're gonna die soon, that's why you're not paying your loans? How do I say, I hope that works out for you without sounding like an asshole, but I don't care. I hope that works out for you.
Fuck. So I don't know what to do about this. One, I don't want to get into religion. Usually just not a fun topic. And two, and we move on.
Yeah.
And we move on.
Well.
I didn't say it.
A 725 and you're making no payments? Just wait. They about to take that and drop that. I wonder what that next score after it updates
She
after
said
a
it.
month will be.
Okay, that's bad. Honestly, I didn't even know that was like a racist term until I had some people that are like full snark brain criticize me for some.
And I like that person in the comments, the bright green one in there. He is like, I went to the Art Institute, but I didn't actually get scammed and instead just got a free education. That's the way to look at that. If you actually learn some things, use that to your advantage if it turns out that the university was kind of scammy, and then all your loans were wiped, and hey, maybe you do have some kind of degree or partial degree where you have evidence of your classes and you can use that to get a job and be like, yeah, my school turned out to not be so good, but I actually learned a lot here. And then you show what you learned.
People in the comments saying, you know, that 3 times. And I was like apparently that's me all of a sudden.
If it isn't the bridge I said I'll cross when
Whoop.
I get there.
697, it's dropping.
Well.
I ain't paying no student loans. Well,
ain't paying no
you don't know,
loans,
lady.
and
you think
you'll
we'll see
be
a
paying
major
them
worker
now.
shortage with the boomers exiting and Gen Z being one of the smallest generations, or will AI solve this?
That's a great question. I don't think AI will solve it entirely. I think there will be some part of the workforce that'll either have to give in lower standards and higher, and then you'll see some weakening in certain areas of the job force. Or you'll see companies that are just like, I'm going to shrink my force down. We're going to pull back and produce a bit less this for a couple years until Gen Alpha gets into the workforce, and hopefully they fix their shit. Because it's like the majority of Gen Z is just fucked in the head. Mentally, COVID broke all of them, and I hate that it did. And they all need to go sit and learn how to talk and converse with each other to fix the declining birth rate crisis. They all need to learn how to get jobs and interact with people in a work environment in proper manner. Because there are tons of people, even that I personally work with, that I'm like, this person has been sheltered their entire life. They sat inside. They didn't go out. They had no friends. And if things were different, they could be a little better, but they're not. So society is worse off for it, and it could be better if these people were different. Now let's see what Caleb says about the AI, or if he thinks Gen Z will cause a worker shortage.
Potentially, we do have even with H1B, with the $100,000 application fee or whatever it is. I mean, we still have we're not a declining population because we have net migration, which is good. It's beneficial, right? I think everyone wants to make sure that we have more control over it. We know who's coming, what's happening, and, we're not putting strains on resources and whatnot. But in general, it is still a good thing. If you have a shrinking population like South Korea or Japan, if you're selective about those who's coming in to establish lives, then I don't think we'll have a massive worker problem like those countries will. And also AI may be beneficial in terms of that situation specifically.
If it isn't the bridge I said I'll cross when
I'm not paying back my student loans. They need to learn responsibility. Giving an 18-year-old money with no job or intelligence. Well,
you have Google!
Well, here's the thing. Groundbreaking news.
If you have no intelligence, the college shouldn't accept you. You have proven your intelligence, and so the college accepts you. That's the whole point of going there, is because you've proven that you have the interest and the ability to get this degree, hopefully, and then move on with your life. Not just, I'm 18, that was irresponsible of them. Because at that point, when are you going to be responsible? All of a sudden, 3 years later at 21? Should we make you wait till 25? Should we make you wait till 30? Like, when at that point are you responsible? Like, you don't just all of a sudden go to college, come out of college, and you're responsible. Many people I know went to college, and they're still not responsible. They're still irresponsible in every regard of their life.
Non-negotiable. You can disagree with it, doesn't fucking matter. The current Department of Education saying, no thank you, give me your money, and they will take it. Because this is not a choice. You do not have this as an option. This is not a choice. Sorry, girl.
Yep.
Do your little over-tan dance as much as you want. It's not happening, girl.
I'm willing to bet that she claims she doesn't have the ability to pay back her student loans because she either A, pays too much in rent, B, has too much discretionary spending, or C, you go out to eat far too much, and I guess I could include that in discretionary spending. Or D, you just have a job that really actually does not pay you enough and you're irresponsible in that regard and you need to go increase your income.
I'm sure an OF will be in her future before we know it to pay back those garnished student loans.
I can't wait for the resurgence in about 10, 15 years when all these OF models, some of them will have kids and they'll be in school and all of a sudden they'll have the realization that my kid's being made fun of because I made porn online. It's like, I hope there's some kind of discovery, some kind of resurgence there where it's like, oh, they realize what they did was not necessarily a good thing.
Let's see, there's a link tree here. All right, should we see? Wow.
Not there yet.
Wow.
She's not desperate enough yet.
Actively surprised. Well done.
I love it when you go to a link tree and there ain't an OF there.
Well done. I actually, fuck you. I quite encourage that she's not going to.
Don't you love Instagram on the web browser? It's such a terrible web version of its site. They made the app relatively overall really good, and yet the website is just the most garbage thing I've ever used.
The nudies, because she is objectively attractive.
Yeah.
Is she not? Like, well done. I'm glad.
Attractive,
It's very sad to
but
see
I'm
people go
happy
down
that she's
road.
not jumping that road yet. Because getting desperate enough, she might. She definitely has that vibe.
But,
anyway,
you will be paying your student loans, and that's
yeah. You gonna pay them?
$8,000 left in student loans, and I have not made.
You should pay them.
2025. Let's talk about it. I originally took out student loans. I took out about $21,000. That was amongst 4 loans.
So why have you paid the other $13,000 but just said fuck this $8,000?
I've paid 5 loans. I've paid off 1 in full, and I have 4 left. I continue to pay all my student loans, the minimum monthly payment all the way through.
Okay.
Good. Through parents. Okay, good.
I mean, yeah, that's great because that means you got your balances down without having to pay a fuckload of interest. That's great.
Yes, that's good. Especially
Continue.
because some
So far, everything's good.
Get some Snapchat though. Fuck. Was it on her Snapchat? No, I don't want to believe that. No, let me stay happy and positive.
Interest had stopped accruing. I continued to pay, which means
Which is a good
all
thing.
of my payments were going towards principal, and I was able to pay off 1 in full. Once that one was paid off, I continued to pay my.
I don't know why everyone didn't think to do that, or instead just pay their minimum monthly still, or just like pause and put all their money that they would pay into an interest-bearing account or some kind of investing account where it's going to earn and earn and earn and earn and earn and earn. And then as soon as right before payments are about to resume, you take that balance and you use the big chunkiness and pay it either a good sum down or all off. And it's like, what are you doing?
Normal monthly payment of $200, even though my minimum monthly payment dropped by $30.
Okay.
So I was only supposed to pay like $171. I took that $200 and just divvied it up amongst the 4
this
that
is
were
just someone
remaining.
who did
And
it
because I
right.
did all of that. I'm now at the point where I can defer payments by the number of payments I made when it was in forbearance. So basically,
But if it's earning interest, why would you do that?
I don't have anything due right.
Okay, and that's fine. So we're not too worried about this situation.
I'm just saying though, if you had caught it up and gotten so far ahead, if it's not earning interest, okay, she do it her way. But if it's earning interest now, wouldn't you want to pay to avoid the interest stacking up to make your balance that you finally pay off that much bigger? Or wouldn't you want to just pay it now to remove that balance from existence? Like, isn't that the goal here? To not have that student loan and to be able to be in the group that's like, yay, I have no loans, I'm debt free, or student loan debt free.
I am not paying back
Whoa!
Wow.
A loud guy.
my student loan. The
My student loan.
I mean, again, I don't know if it's her choice.
government
Might
needs
need
to
a-
learn financial responsibility.
That's rich after that first sentence. I'm not paying my debt because the government's irresponsible. That makes zero sense.
It is financially responsible because they could just take it, right? Like, it would be financially responsible for me to lend out to literally anyone on the street anything I want if I could just take their money before it hit their accounts.
Yeah, like
But how
what?
are you lending an 18-year-old that's unemployed £9,000 a year for
Taking the irresponsible kid route again. I hate this route. You're either too irresponsible at 18 that you shouldn't be going off to college and maybe you should remain in some kind of high school or step after high school other level of learning things before going off. But like, what does that do to the grouping of how college is? It's like, what is your path? What is your will, your ability to let people know? I left high school and I was smart enough to know that college, unless you were wanting to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, was a fucking scam.
3 years. I'm gonna stop paying
Well, it might be different in the United Kingdom, I'll be honest.
my taxes too.
I'm assuming it's in the United Kingdom, right?
I
I mean,
Oh,
he
look,
said,
top commenter. If we
his accent and how he says it, that to lend him £9,000, it's like, yeah, he's definitely in the UK.
Stop paying taxes. Who's going to make us pay? Modern problems require modern solutions. They will literally take it, and they're also the ones with the guns. I'm just going to let you know.
Yeah, the IRS has guns.
Oh boy.
They won't be forgiven.
I'm good. Thank you.
Why? It's the same thing the other guy was saying. Why does the 18-year-old need, big amount of loan debt and they don't have a job? It's like, that's not the point. The point is to get the education, get out, and then immediately start paying, because they're going to say, hey, you don't owe us anything until you're out and have your job, hopefully quickly after you're out. These people are so retarded. I mean, at least he put on his helmet for it.
It's the same argument. It's still as stupid as it was last time. I don't know. Clap for those herpes. What the fuck is happening here? I'm never paying off my student loans. I'm just gonna let them sit in my account until I die. Still not an option. I'll be honest.
They'll just take your money.
I'm not paying for my student loans because y'all got $100 billion to fund genocide. But
I'm so happy that they are making peace in the Middle East, because as soon as there's no more war going on over there, these people have to find something else to complain about. If people are complaining about the genocide after they were complaining about the Ukraine war, after they were complaining about the economy being bad, and now they're trying to blame it again, and it's like, you're just following the Democrat talking points. Yeah. And this one looks like old.
But not enough to wipe out our student debt? Make it make sense. Stop calling me. It won't get paid. Period.
Yeah, I'm not paying for
If they ain't pay it, if you ain't going to pay it, they're just going to take it.
my shit neither. I'd be goddamned if I start paying back student loans for this country. Nah, in my mind, education is free, and it's gonna remain free. Oh,
this one's definitely satire.
So here in America, these student loans, yeah, they can't even be bankrupt. You have to live with them bitches for the rest of your life, and if you don't pay for them, they'll come for—
Yeah, talking point, buzzword, buzzword, buzzword. It seems that's the TikTok way. That's how they communicate. They never actually accomplish anything or get anywhere in their conversations.
This guy's
They
definitely
buzzword the fuck out
a bit
it,
of satire.
And they feel good.
He's
your
playing it
wages
up.
where you work at.
He doesn't
They'll take
actually
your
believe it.
tax.
He
You'll never
definitely
get
isn't.
taxes back again.
Yeah. No, that's just you.
Captain Pearson theory. Who would have thought? They call me 3 times a day. Well, now they're going to be calling your bank account. Oh, guys, don't worry. She's going on and Bev.
Yeah, they call you 3 times a day, but and that's not when you should worry. You should worry when they stop calling you 3 times a day and they just take the money before it hits your paycheck.
Beving it up. She's beving it up, even though she can't afford to pay her student loans that she borrowed for in order to get the job that is providing the income that she has. Thank goodness. Whoa.
Caleb, you gooning here. What are you doing?
Well,
Caleb, what are you doing?
No, maybe we should forgive student loans.
Caleb's gooning a bit too much
she
here.
doesn't, does she? First of all, she's gained weight, but we don't need to talk about that, except I just did. I've decided I'm not paying back my student loans. They need to learn financial. Why are we doing this?
Why are we keep pulling this card? It is not financially irresponsible at that point. Otherwise, it's too financially irresponsible for you to go off to college, get a job, join the military, acquire any voting rights. You shouldn't be. If it's too irresponsible for you to have a student loan, it's too irresponsible for you to vote.
Is this? Do they just copy and paste each other?
Yes, they do.
They made you go to college, and then they made you take.
Sure. Okay, so this is their new thing. They're
Yeah.
going to copy and paste this financial responsibility.
Yeah, they need to learn financial irresponsibility by not lending me money. They shouldn't have given it to me. That was a bad decision, because I'm a bad lender. Like, that's basically what everybody's saying here. We're all bad lenders, so you shouldn't have given us this money.
Responsibility thing. Doesn't matter, big guy. It's being taken from you. It doesn't matter.
Let me tell y'all something real quick.
Never paying back. They'll just take it from you.
Hell, no one.
I cannot wait for everybody crying on TikTok because the government's taking money out of their check because they didn't do anything to stop it.
I'm not paying back.
I can't wait for that.
This is not how it works. And she posted this a couple
You
weeks
don't get
ago.
the choice.
Education
About a month ago. Month and a half.
should be fucking universal.
Okay, if that's what you say, find a candidate, try to vote him into office who is going to do it. But I bet you, due to how much power the universities have in this country, that will never happen.
Like, not just...
Okay, should be, maybe. I don't know. That's a political position you're allowed to have. Doesn't matter. You sign the contract, you owe the money, and they will take it if you do not pay it. That I'm not even advocating for that. Some people will hear this, especially the TikTok brained people where everyone's a victim. Okay, they'll hear that and they'll think I'm going out and advocating for, yeah, let's just go take everyone's money. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm not doing that. But I am here to say this is going to happen, and you are going to hurt yourself if you allow it to happen by having this mentality. This is just fucking moronic to have this brain. Like, what do we do? And also, if all colleges were free, it would be more like the European model where you put on a career path, basically, when you're in high school. And
Yeah, and if you get through some college and you realize, oh shit, I don't like this, you can't swap your degrees as easy. You can't just switch over. They might not let you. You might just have to drop out and get a, low-paying job where you're just serving someone at their version of McDonald's.
And the acceptance rates are a lot lower, and there's more specialization, and you don't get to go to any college you want no matter what.
Yeah,
and
you'll just
you don't
get
to
whatever
study
you can
any
get approved
major
to
you
go
want
to.
no matter what.
And you might not
because
get
it's
approved
not
at all.
about just collecting as many heads as they can to capture as much money as they can anymore. It's then about top down from the government choosing what may.
That's true to the person in the comments there with the yellow name, Gel King. This trend gives Storm Area 51 they can't stop us all vibes. It truly does. That is the best way to describe this trend.
Teachers in schools they need in order to produce the labor in the economy that they're desiring. So there would be this is the exact person that will complain and cry that people can't go and get an art degree as many people as they want to anymore if colleges were free. Because
what do you mean I have to go to college and get an engineering or a lawyer or a doctor degree? You mean I can't go in for liberal arts and get a Chicano studies degree? No.
The government wouldn't be demanding it because the economy doesn't demand it. A certain amount of people, sure, but it would be hyper competitive.
For certain demographics of the...
Yeah, you wonder why Mr. H got all angry with his failed art. Europe. That's probably, well, I don't, that's, okay.
Population, it should be free for everybody. And since my government...
The unintended consequences that would happen under that system would piss her off so much.
Oh, they would.
Right? It's just too...
If she actually got what she's wishing for, she wouldn't get any of the things that she really wants. But yeah, she could have that free college. It just wouldn't be what she thinks college is in America.
Fuck ass and backwards to understand that shit. I'm going to take it upon myself to never pay you back.
And then when they start taking your money and you're crying, I hope you're very upset about it and you're very apologetic.
And if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, y'all. It's as simple as taking a class or two for the rest of your life that will keep.
Not a class or two. You have to have at least 6 credit hours, if I'm not mistaken. But that means you can't fail, so you have to do the schoolwork, which means it probably takes away from your work, which means it's also preventing you from maximizing your income.
It'll also be taking away your free time, so if you're ever looking to get some kind of partner in life, you won't be able to spend as much time with them. They might not be very happy about that, and they might just dump you for someone who has more time for them. So in reality, you're only sabotaging yourself.
Also, you can't really move unless you're doing online school, but then things get complicated if you move out of state and have residency somewhere else. And you say you want to transfer? Well, maybe, but if you fail any schools, do any bad because you're focusing on life and you're just maintaining the credit hours in order to not pay your student loans because you're an irresponsible baby, well, a school, you cannot meet their requirements after you've been there for too long and they can kick you out. Then you need to figure out where you need to go. Or if you do fail because of this life that you're trying to live outside of it, yeah, they could kick you out and you might get fucked. That's it, dude. It's just like, it's not as easy as they're just trying.
Your loans in fucking deferment. Like, I have no problem being a lifetime learner.
But you're a moron. You might need a few lifetimes from the sounds of it.
if it means that I'm never going to pay you back, like,
For the money you borrowed. Okay.
get on that.
I hope that if she ever tries to go buy a house or a new car someday, they look back and they're able to go, oh, you've got missing payments over here. So due to that, your interest rate of this for your brand new car will be at 28%. And she goes, yep, sounds great. I'm irresponsible, so you shouldn't be loaning me this anyway.
So
Like,
I have student
what?
loans, and I purposely try to not pay it off all at one time, and this is the reason why.
Yes, inform us.
Let's
Please.
give a good reason.
We're at the
Let's
sermon,
see.
Or in your lecture. Educate us.
If you have student loans that have a low interest, for me, that's
Okay.
3.84%, then it's better to pay the minimum while investing at the same time.
Oh.
Okay, someone with a brain.
Well, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's a good thing. But you're making your minimum required payments. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Someone
is
with a
everyone
freaking
lying
brain.
about not paying their student loans back?
No. Sadly, they are not. The graphs we were just looking at showed that 60% are either not paying or in deferment right now. And that is horrible. Get out of here, NVIDIA GeForce app.
Well, actually, only what did we learn? 38% of people are
Get your
actually making
bullshit
their
outta
eligible
here.
required payments because we live in an immature culture of children, apparently.
Because why did my credit score just go down?
I mean, if you were paying, you wouldn't have to worry about your credit score going down. You'd pay it and it would stay the same or potentially even go up after you have, years of proven payments that you make them and they're fine because you stuck it on auto pay and you kept that minimum balance in your bank account easy to have it be paid out. Like, what are we doing here?
$10,795 student loans. What's your minimum payment? Like $125? What?
I remember her. Where she's like, I don't know, I don't pay my loans. That lady on Financial Audit was nuts. I remember her. She just was trying to choose not to pay. I think in the end, Caleb had put it in her budget. But yeah, she had no idea how much she was going to pay loans, was supposed to pay. And then he was telling her a certain amount that she'd have to pay. And she's like, what? You mean I'm going to have to pay all that back?
Well, that might sound appealing. You might want to know what can.
I keep getting emails from Nelnet that my student loan payment is past due.
Well, maybe you should fucking pay it.
They're insane if they think that I'm paying.
One, they're just a servicer company, so don't even get too excited. But two, you're fucked.
My
Yep.
student loans back now because
Why does she got crazy eyes? Like, those eyes look insane. Any man who knows his worth knows the best saying ever is don't stick your dick in crazy.
I mean, why now? Where is this entitlement coming from? Where is this entitlement coming from, guys?
Coddled Gen Z. That's what it comes from.
Like, where did it stem from to begin with?
I said I am not paying my student loans. I meant it.
You
know
meant
why?
tit?
Because you are.
Hey guys, so I just
Oh, fuck. This looks like someone
at least
who's gonna be on a rooftop with a sniper soon, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Caleb. We all know.
wrote my first article ever on the student loan
But the question is, will he be aiming at a Republican or will he be aiming at ICE detainees?
crisis, specifically with Nelnet. And I think you should check it out. I'll link it in the comments.
Nobody
I don't
wants to
wanna listen
watch
to this
more.
guy for anything.
This guy talks like he has something wrong with his brain. He talks really slow. I don't like slow talkers. We need quicker talkers so we can get information quicker. If you're sitting there, and then the ability to, no. We need to talk quicker. We need to get through this. Let's go. That's the society we live in today. We just got to keep up with it.
It makes me fear for my life as someone who says controversial things online.
Basically, the entire thing is a dumpster fire, right? So you've got 8
But
executives.
basically,
that
the
control
entire
53%
thing
of
is
the
a
stock.
dumpster fire.
They laid off a bunch of employees, and my student loan got transferred 3 times during the pandemic, and I never consented
And I bet you didn't pay a dime of it off during the pandemic.
to having my loan being with such a shitty
That's not how this works, dude. Yes, you did, actually.
company with almost non-existent customers.
All those papers and all the terms and conditions that you signed when you filled out the paperwork for the loan, yeah, that's in there that they can do this. They're allowed to do all this. It's how they're able to loan you this money. That's how the system works, buddy. Now it's time to pay it back so more people can get loans in the future.
Customer service. I was on the phone for over 2 hours trying to get a hold of their customer service, and honestly,
And that sucks. You're required to pay your student loans back. Sorry.
I was lucky to get a hold of them on Twitter/X. A lot of people waited 5+ hours and never got a straight answer, and I didn't get a straight answer either. I'm not going to pay these
Sounds like your straight answer is pay these people. Pay your shit.
people.
You're also able to talk to the Department of Education as well about this. It doesn't have to be the student loan service provider.
Dime, and I think everyone should know exactly what's going on, what they're being sued for, etc.
All right, and you're about to get garnished. Sorry. $10,595 student loan.
Hey.
Some student loan borrowers are.
Hey, Ramsey.
Another future. Hey, how. Okay, aren't you sad you're not
Why people gotta keep filming in a bathroom? And if you're gonna film in the bathroom, close the damn toilet. It looks better.
getting the college experience? Oh, okay. Whew. Let's see. Because I don't gotta pay student loans for the rest of my life and can visit my friends in college whenever and still be successful. That is true. I'm very curious what she.
That's called the group that went into the workforce or was smart enough to use the skills they got during high school. Maybe they did extracurricular after school job at some point or had some kind of internship and were able to use that to their advantage to get a job right out of high school. And good for them.
He's deciding to do because, you know, that kind of dependent, like still statistically to this day, those who get a college degree do earn about double the lifetime earnings. But, you know, that comes to the big question, chicken and the egg. Is it a college degree that is getting people to double their earnings? Or is it the people who are more likely to go through college, those type of people and get a degree, more likely to earn double the earnings, right? It's the same question that I always, you know, they always brought up as a music person, music major, music composition, was in band.
Yep, and Caleb, if college was free in America, you wouldn't have been able to go for your degree because they probably wouldn't have had very many openings for a music degree.
And band nerd, love all that. It's like the argument.
So I'm happy we do live in America.
I hope we do keep, and we should,
because he was able to go be happy
clear.
with
but
what he did.
But the argument is always, well, when people do band, they have higher GPAs. Everyone in band has higher GPAs. Yeah, it's okay. But is it because of band or is it because people with higher GPAs are more likely to be in music programs? Just because they just tend to be those achievers. I don't know. She's doing OF. Well, that's what I hope not. Thanks, Elizabeth. Okay, let's fucking... No, I'm not seeing it, guys. I'm not seeing it. And she's not unattractive, for what it's worth.
And I don't see any OF links. Is this another good one?
See?
But I agree. Attractive.
She has
some assets.
She has qualities. But I don't think it's happening, which is good. She's also dating a balded, bearded man.
Okay, say hi. Hi. Okay, so I have...
She's very southern. It's very interesting. Wouldn't have seen it coming. You know that happened. Absolutely that happened.
So for some reason, many people are saying they're never...
Listen, it's okay.
It's okay.
What is this person?
I hope it's the camera and that your face isn't actually that wide, because damn!
Listen, I've never seen anything created like that in this planet's history. What is this?
Your face got you looking like you're mid-40s.
17, Caleb? Everything I just said was, in fact, actually, Seth.
Okay.
I already forgave myself for student debt.
This person doesn't exist. This person doesn't exist. This is a dream. This is a dream. This person doesn't exist. This person doesn't exist. This person does not exist. No one has ever been invented that is like this.
You think I'm gonna pay that shit back?
Yes, it will be withdrawn.
Let's just wait till all these people in a year, they were taking it at the end of my paycheck. I don't know what to do to stop them. I need that money. When all they could have done was go get on the repayment assistance program and paid at minimum 1% of their income. Like, are you for real?
From your McDonald's paycheck.
Listen, it's okay.
She's just something special.
Good
It's the way she talks.
Do you want me to beat your ass again, Maggie? Huh?
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. What's on her link tree? Oh, thank fuck.
Good.
Oh, we're
Good. I was afraid. I was afraid of that link that everybody fears was in here.
We're safe. Oh, that was scary.
I am doing my best to not jump off a fucking cliff.
What is this? A 25-minute, 58-second vertical video of you rubbing a greasy face? Oh, fuck!
She laughs like a clown. We're gonna jump ahead because I don't want to see her anymore. Oh, that was it. Great. We are done with that.
Make sure you get your financial score for free.
Okay, it's just his normal outro. Anyways, that was long enough. Like, subscribe if you're still here. You think it's worth it at this point for both my channel and Caleb's. Subscribe to his main channel, Caleb Hammer. Go watch his financial audits. He has 3 a week unless there's a holiday, because he's a nice boss who actually gives his employees the holiday off. I appreciate him being a nice boss who does that. I just am sad when there's no episode that day because, well, the team makes great content. Anyway, I'll see you later. Have a good one.